New Texas Giant is the headlining roller coaster of Six Flags Over Texas. This is an absolutely amazing roller coaster, and on my recent trip to Six Flags Over Texas, I got the pleasure of riding this amazing coaster. To start off, we're going to talk about the basic stats of this roller coaster. The height is 153 feet with a drop of 147 feet. It has a top speed of 65 miles an hour, and it has a track length of 4,920 feet with a duration of 2 minutes. It's absolutely an amazing ride because there fits 24 riders per train with 1,600 riders per hour, which means that there won't be too long of a wait line. Actually, there will be because a lot of people absolutely love this roller coaster. But it's going to be a really nice ride, and I absolutely love it. The steepness of this ride is 79 degrees on the first drop, and the maximum G-force is 4.2 Gs. This ride is absolutely amazing, and I guess we'll get started. How I'm going to talk about this ride is we're first going to watch a kind of POV overview of this ride. So we're going to start out, and when this ride starts, it leaves the station. It has like a bit of straight track. It goes fairly slow. If you look to the right, you can kind of see the lift hill for Titan. And then if you look straight ahead, you just kind of see like the walking path down there. It kind of goes down a little curve. It's pretty slow at the beginning when it goes to the lift hill. Just goes around this curve, and then you look, and then you're going back toward the station, then you're going up on the lift. I'm going to skip to the top of the lift hill now, but when we skip to the top of this lift hill, you crest the top, there is a sign saying, "Wait, let's discuss this," and then all of a sudden, you're going slowly over the thing, and then you drop. This is an amazing drop. You go really quickly, and then you go straight up and do a small airtime hill, and then a banked turn. You do this amazing banked turn. It provides some really good airtime, and then another banked turn. This one's an overbanked turn. It's really nice. Then you go down, and then you do just another. This one's an even more overbanked turn. So they all just keep getting more and more turns. And then you go into an airtime hill, and then you go turn to the left, and then you do another bank turn, and then you go, and then you head into the first brake run, but it barely slows you down. Then you do another back down dive, straight back down, and then you do another. These airtime hills here provide so much airtime. Another airtime hill, back down through the track, then you turn left, and then another airtime hill and a banked turn. This ride does a really good job of their bank turns and airtime. It has really tons of airtime. Another airtime hill, left turn, another airtime hill, right turn. And then here's the tunnels. These tunnels provide so much airtime, so much good theming. It's absolutely wonderful. The lights in them, and then you go up, and there's another one, another airtime hill in this ride. Turn right again, and then you just go down, up, down, up. Just all of this, just back and forth, down, and then you go up, and then you hit the final brake run. This ride is absolutely amazing, and now I'm going to talk about the best parts and why I absolutely love it. To start off, when you get to the first drop, it has that little piece of theming at the very top that says, "Wait, let's discuss this." And I think that is absolutely amazing. It starts like the kind of theme of the ride. You have a great view from the top of it. You can see the Superman drop tower, the oil derrick, all of that. And then that's just kind of like the views from it. And then you drop. When you drop, it goes immediately fast. You're immediately fast. And what I noticed about this ride is you think it's like a hybrid coaster, so it might be a little bit rough, but no, it is completely smooth the entire time. And it's absolutely amazing that whenever you're on this, you don't even think that you're on a hybrid coaster. You think you're on a steel coaster because of how smooth it is, but it has like all the same feel kind of a wooden coaster without the roughness. And I had the opportunity of riding this 2 times, once in the front row and once in the back row. In the front row, it was absolutely amazing. I completely loved it. I got on it. It was super smooth. It felt like you were going smooth through all the turns. I didn't really get too many G-forces on this portion of the ride, or on this ride in the front row, but I got enough that it was still amazing and I wanted to do it again. So I went back to this ride and I went to the back row. And whenever you get into the back row, it's absolutely amazing. I was totally taken aback by how completely spectacular this ride is. Whenever you're in the back row, you go up the hill, and then instead of just going down the first drop, you are thrown over the first drop. It throws you out of your seat before you even get on an airtime hill. It's just literally the drop throws you out of your seat an insane amount. And then once you get down past the drop, you kind of keep going, and then every single airtime hill, like the second one, the overbanked turn, you just like you're literally out of your seat sideways, and then you keep going, you go down, and then on this the next airtime turn, you're out of your seat again. Like pretty much you're out of your seat the entire ride, and that's pretty much how I felt. And this was whenever it was running slow. I did it at the very beginning of the day because I was so looking forward to this ride. Right when the park opened, I was at the front of the line. I sprinted straight to this ride, and we got like no wait 2 times in a row. And the This ride has long, long, long wait times. We were there during Christmas break. Um, so that, or no, yeah, we were there during, yeah. So that's why it had such long, long, long wait times, because when we were there, it was like we did 2 rides, and then immediately after our second ride, there was a 30-minute wait. And it was like, we didn't even know how that happened, but it really did, because everyone absolutely loves this coaster. This was originally made by Din Corporation, but as you know, RMC loves and does an amazing job renovating their coaster. This was the first ever RMC renovation on a wooden coaster, which is absolutely amazing to think about. This is the coaster that completely started it all. Every RMC now stemmed from this one. Six Flags Over Texas gave them a chance, and they absolutely exceeded all expectations. And then I love, after the brake run, going back to parts of the ride, you take a dive turn down to the left, which is absolutely amazing. You dive down, then you go under track, and there's so many near-miss elements on this coaster that makes it amazing, especially if you're in the back or the front. You can see all these near-miss elements. They feel like they're going to hit you. They don't, but it's absolutely insane. This coaster, the more airtime in the park than, in my opinion, than any other coaster if you're in the back row. The forces on this ride are so insane. Everything about this ride is wonderful. And honestly, if you ask me what my favorite part of this ride is, would probably be the tunnels at the back. Because in the front row, I didn't really experience too much from the tunnels. But the second you get to the back row, those tunnels are pumping you out of your seat instantly, every time. Every time you hit a single ridge in one of those tunnels, you're out of your seat. The blackness kind of shadows everything you're seeing, so it's just like flashes of light, flashes of darkness, flashes of everything. And I completely was amazed and surprised at how awesome this ride was. So if you're wanting to know tips for this ride and what to do, how to get there, where to ride, I would definitely recommend riding in the back. If you have time to ride in the front, it's a totally different ride experience, but I would 100% recommend riding in the back. And if you're there on a crowded day like I was, get there and make it your first ride. It was the first ride in the park to get a line at all. So this ride was completely worth doing, completely worth planning for, and completely worth running to at the beginning of the day. This ride is totally worth any wait you have to wait for on it, because in my opinion, this is the best roller coaster in the park. Because it was between this one and Mr. Freeze whenever I first rode both of them. But the fact that this one is not a clone, this is the first RMC, this is surrounded by literal history, is absolutely insane. And when you're on it, you can totally feel the beginning of a new era of roller coasters. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the ride, but now I have to talk about what I rated. This was a hard one to rate because I absolutely loved it. I feel like there are a lot of better rides out there, better RMCs and stuff, and maybe some better B&M hyper coasters, things like that. But after riding this multiple times and doing it, I think I am going to give this ride a 9 out of 10. I think it is absolutely deserving of this. A 9 out of 10 is absolutely amazing, and I believe that this ride totally deserves it because it has the airtime you need, the transitions you need. It's totally smooth, but totally wooden coaster at the same time. It has pretty much anything you could ever want out of a roller coaster. If you're at Six Flags Over Texas, if you only got to ride this once, it would make your day completely worth it. This ride has all of the best transitions, best of everything in the park, and I'm just so overly overjoyed that I got to ride this ride at Six Flags Over Texas. It is located near the back of the park, right next to Titan, so it's a lot more crowded because everyone's looking for the Titan entrance, but instead they just find this. But completely worth riding. Even if you're afraid of roller coasters, I would 100% recommend riding this because it's just, if you love roller coasters, this has to be a will ride for you. It is fast, airtime filled, transition filled, pretty much anything. It has height, it has speed. It just do this ride. This is totally worth it. And if you have any other thoughts on this ride, let me know down in the comments below. Engaging with me in the comments really helps the channel, and give me video ideas if you have any of those in the comments too. Join my Discord server, which I have linked in the description if you want to talk to me or just hang out. And as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, as it really does help the channel. And have a great day and ride safely.